This free-to-play game is insanely good. This one is rivaling AAA titles. This one is a hidden indie gem. These two have come out of nowhere. This game is incredibly fun, and this one takes a genre to the next level. The free-to-play scene has tons of new games, but I've spent weeks finding the completely new ones that you probably have never seen, but can also download and play right now. This is Undercover Dudes, and these are the top 10 new free-to-play games to play in 2023, and a big thank you to Veiled Experts for sponsoring this video. First up today is Treason, a game that could very easily be the new Among Us. The concept is super straightforward. A group of mobsters find a dead body and they don't know who did it. The innocents must look for clues to identify the traitors, while the traitors have to kill everybody in some intense first-person shooter action. It's TTT but Mafia style, and it's hilarious. Make sure to check it out. Next is Gatekeeper Eclipse, a Risk of Rain-inspired roguelike game that pushes the genre to its limits. The focus here is speed, mowing through thousands of enemies while defending gates and exploring unique locations. It's got that Vampire Survivors DNA but from an isometric perspective, which is a really cool twist on the gameplay style that admittedly a lot of games have been using. Conversely, the graphics look very Risk of Rain-like, but the combination of this and some creative thinking from the developers shows why this game has a fantastic review rating. Unfortunately, this is only a prologue, but it does feature 2 unique endings, which is cool. Now, talking about new free-to-play shooters, we next have Veiled Experts, the sponsor of this video that you can check out via the link in the description below. Now, Veiled Experts is a game I've been following for a while, an advanced version of the Search and Destroy mode that focuses on fast-paced gameplay. This is through not only smooth movement like parkour, rolling, ziplining and so on, but also pinpoint gunplay with satisfying hit registration. There's also a cast of unique characters and special abilities at your disposal, but the game is still quite shooter focused, which is great to see. Add on top of this the dynamically changing battlefields, scanning mechanism to reduce corner camping, and 2D replays at the end of each round, and it's obvious Veiled Experts has a lot to offer. Now, for when we can play Veiled Experts, luckily enough the final beta is out extremely soon, starting from the 30th of March to the 6th of April, so click the top link in the description below to register for free and to get access on Steam. Next is Warlander, a free-to-play multiplayer game that has come out of nowhere. Now, Warlander seems like another medieval game, but it also adds in mages, fantasy items, abilities, and robots. Warlander's core ethos has a big focus on squad play and battlefield control, and that merges well with the emphasis on strategy given it features up to 100 players. Gameplay wise, it feels like a combination of MOBA team fighting, knockout gameplay of battle royales, and third-person hack and slash for a unique-ish mix. While it definitely has its issues, it's still a really solid game and worth a try if you're interested. One of the more unique games on this list is Deadside Club, a side-scrolling shooter featuring 2.5-dimensional battlefields. Now, this one definitely throws back to a more upscaled version of the 90s side-scrollers and the such, but it also borrows from more popular trends such as Battle Royale and Horde. The result is an ambitious attempt to extend the genre that falls slightly flat due to a lack of single-player modes and the such, but given its great gameplay, cool graphics, and no pay to win, Deadside Club is a game that is at least worth a try. Next up is a game made by a group of college students, and it's called Sky Island, a quarter-view action-adventure game. Now, this game is seriously impressive. It features not only a cute aesthetic, but fantastic graphics, really solid gameplay with great enemy design, and a nice level of exploration. The system specs are fairly decent too, with an i5 processor and GTX 960 being the minimum. Now, while it's not a native English game and the translation is a bit iffy, there's no doubt that Sky Island is a true indie gem on the Steam store, and best of yet, it's free. Operation Harsh Doorstop is next for today, a military first-person shooter developed by Drakeling Labs, headed by Blue Drake 42. Spearheaded by no microtransactions and an open modding platform, Harsh Doorstop has some lofty goals, and it's able to be played right now. While it's currently a bit rough around the edges, the gameplay is good, the mods are cool, the sound is exceptional, and the community is tight-knit. Furthermore, the game is super easy to run, as all you need is an i3 processor, 8 gigs of RAM, and a GTX 760, perfect for low-spec gamers out there. Next today is Project Playtime, a free-to-play multiplayer horror game with a twist on the classic formula. In this game, 6 players attempt to create one giant toy while surviving a terrifying monster that roams the toy factory. The twist, a 7th player controls the monster and is given only one goal: find and kill everyone. Gameplay-wise, it's got a lot going for it, with a fantastic mixture of puzzle and horror that is easy to pick up and play. The aesthetic is pretty decent too, and the combination overall works well, showing why this game has a decent level of popularity and a fairly good review rating. Next is one of the best reviewed free-to-play games of 2023, and that's a bullet hell twin-stick shooter called Bloody Hell. Featuring frantic shooter gameplay with a twist, you're able to explore all the areas that Hell has to offer. The graphics here absolutely stand out too. The pixel look combined with the art style and visual effects takes things to the next level, despite being quite easy to run. So no doubt it's obvious why people like this game given its overwhelmingly positive rating, and especially as it was only made by free students. Check it out. Now this one is definitely not a Steam game, but it's one of the best arcade FPS games out this year. This game is called Frontlines, and it's heavily influenced by Call of Duty with its back-to-basics gameplay. That's not a bad thing though. The gunplay is snappy, tight, and has weight. The movement is super fast-paced, especially because of the sliding, and it's just a great combination overall. Now the crazy thing though, and the reason it's here, is because it's a Roblox game. No blocky characters, no childish quirks. This is a shooter in the best way possible, and it's absolutely perfect to hop in and play. Another game from a group of students is Postmouse, a third-person single-player platforming game about a mouse who goes on their first adventure to deliver mail. It's a cute game where you solve environmental puzzles, interact with NPCs, and just soak in the story. The key element here though is the graphics. It's obvious they spent a lot of time to make the game look great, and it's really paid off. Furthermore, the music and sound is top notch, and this shows because it's also available for download separately. All of this combines into a really cool, unique experience that shows what can be done by indie artists. Highly recommended to try this one. A quick little honorable mention is I commissioned some B0, a free-to-play game where you find bees in 10 pieces of artwork. The art is fantastic, the music is cute, it's very relaxing overall. In a different sort of honorable mention, I want to quickly talk about Epic Games' free game promotion. Now over the years, they've given out games for free on a weekly basis, and have actually confirmed in a blog post that this will be continuing in 2023. They're not always the best games, but it's a cool promotion that I'm sure some of you guys will be interested in following. The next honorable mention is a game called The Finals, a fully destructible first-person shooter made by former DICE developers. This game has gotten a lot of attention lately, and for good reason. The gunplay is tight, the movement is fast-paced, and the destruction is really incredible. Currently, it's in a closed beta phase, and we're unsure when it will be fully released, hence the honorable mention spot. No doubt, one of my favourite free-to-play first-person shooters that is out right now is Shadowline, an arcadey mix of Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and Overwatch that hits the mark. Shadowline features many traditional PvP modes such as TDM, Conquest, Plant the Bomb, and Escort, along with a roguelike co-op mode called Expedition. With its spot-on gameplay, tons of content, and the just released new season, there is no reason not to try this one out.